Hello everyone and welcome to the Realist Matchday, where I'll be heading out to Italy to watch Arsenal take on Atalanta in the league phase of the Champions League. So I just want to run you through quickly what I bring with me. Obviously most of the games are here in the UK, so I pack slightly different from if I'm going abroad. But the first thing I will always pack when I'm leaving the country is my passport. I'll pack that from the night before, make sure that it's in my bag, so if I wake up and just have a complete disaster of a morning, I know I can still get on that flight. So passport goes in the front pocket. I will not open that again until I get to the airport, along with any other documentation I need to get there. So I decided to take a national rail. So I've got my coach ticket printed out just in case of emergency. But I also have it on my phone as well. That will also be packed. If I was taking the train, it's exactly the same. I'll have my tickets in with my passport the day before. Other than that, sort of the clothes I'll be taking, I'll have laid out as well. So I'll bring both shirts home and away. Usually a jacket and a scarf as well, just in case it gets a bit chilly. A hoodie for maybe the flight, or just if it gets cold at night time out there. You never know when you're going to need that. Other than that, sort of any travel money. I use my card commonly when I go away, so maybe just leftover cash, leftover change you've got from a previous trip. Power bank is absolutely critical. Also the wire. I have forgotten a wire before. I've gone there with a power bank and no cable to connect it to anything. So make sure that's all packed the night before. Any accessories, like I always bring my Apple Watch. AirPods are a good one, just for the flight or, the coach journey, for example. Obviously only going away for the day, so I won't really need any sort of, wash stuff, but I'll bring sort of like any creams, Vaselines, medication you might need. But just remember, you are getting on a flight, so it all does have to be travel size. Other than that, I'll maybe bring just a hat just in case it is sunny, or a pair of sunglasses, something along those lines. So I did have to work a short shift that morning, 5 a.m. till 9 a.m. We were due to receive a delivery at the pub I work at, and I had to accept it, put everything away, make sure it was all good before I could start my trip. So the time now is currently 6 minutes past 5. I am running a couple of minutes behind today. It's supposed to start at 5 o'clock. It's tough, but it's got to be done by somebody, isn't it? So, yeah, handy clock I've got up here. Saying 5 minutes past 5, so we'll get a bit of a move on. I have a clock that never runs out of batteries, and as a McDonald's, literally a stone's throw away. I do take a quick minute every morning just to sort of take the view in and admire it, because it is one of my favourite things about being here. Yeah, so 5 a.m. start is really, really super early for most people. Usually earlier than my brain starts working, but one thing I always forget to do is to clock in and start getting paid. Let's make sure I've done that. It'll always be strange walking into a closed pub. Never quite feels the same. We're due to receive a delivery at roughly about 5:30, so I've got 15 minutes before they arrive. So just gonna get cracking on something until they're here. So we have a guy can refill these machines, so I'll make sure they're on and ready to go. We should be good to start the day. So the cellar's actually quite tidy, it's organised. There's only a couple of things that actually needed to be moved around, so that's been done. So now we've got some space for a load of new boxes. It's true what they say though, you're not you when you're hungry. I've been eyeing up at McDonald's for a while. So since everything's done, I'm ahead. I'm gonna take a quick 2-minute break, go and grab something to eat. So after a quick McDonald's breakfast, I feel fueled for the long journey I have ahead of me after I finish this delivery. It's a lot clearer now. Ready for all the new ones to come down. Right. Nice and stocked up in there. Time to stuff up here now. So 15 grand worth of stock. Last couple of weeks. I'm happy it's all arrived, so signed all the paperwork. Time to put it all away and get this place open for business. Right, so I got just under 2 hours to get this all gone for me, including a load of wines in there, and get this place tidy and ready to go. So I'm gonna stop the filming now until I'm all done, and I'm gonna go get match ready. This is just a real quick one now. It's currently 9:25. Had an engineer turn up at the 12th hour. I was supposed to finish at 9 o'clock. So I am rushing. I have 9 minutes to get to that bus stop. Literally not a second to spare. So I'm going to cut this off and I hopefully will catch them. So quite honestly, I could have included loads of videos like this of me running around. That is how the majority of the day felt. This isn't me being dramatic or anything. I was super late. Right, made it. Like 4 minutes to spare, so. Good job, bought a spare shirt and a deodorant, isn't it? Made it. The only thing I forgot is my AirPods, which isn't the biggest deal in the world, because I sleep on the plane anyway, but it would have been nice to have some music on the coach over. But yeah, I guess just have a look out the window. It's the trouble with being late to things, isn't it? So there's a delay. The bus is stuck in gridlock traffic. It's now 9:49. If it's not here by 10, I'll be getting the 10:05 train, which obviously I have to pay for separately, which is quite annoying, but get me there slightly quicker. So that's the plan. Give it 11 minutes from now. I'll go jump on the train, which gives me time to get my AirPods stuck. So let's see if it turns up. 9:57. It's just turned up. Would have left in 3 minutes, so very unfortunate. Sometimes I prefer the coach because it can be a bit more comfortable than the train, especially when it's quite empty. Got some extra leg room. You've got sockets to charge your phone. Yeah, you kind of just chill and look out the window, enjoy the journey. So it's only an hour and 10 minutes from here, so I should get there 11:10, which is just when the check-in desk closes. So I've got to rush for security and get to the gate straight away. So luckily I did check in online the night before, and I have checked into my return flight as well, so I don't have to check in. However, it is nice to be there in time for check-in, just in case. But on this occasion, it wasn't to be. So I did keep looking at my watch and wondering what time this coach was going to pull up to Stansted Airport and how long I have to get through security. You never know how long the line's going to be there, so it's always good to save a bit of time. But again, on this occasion, I didn't have a second to spare. So there was just a lot of checking the watch, a lot of counting down, and a lot of running around. But yeah, I made it to Stansted. Right, finally made it. What time is it? 11:26. 14 minutes. I think I'm way too relaxed right now. But oh well. Get a little jogging. So you can probably understand, but there wasn't any time at all for any filming in the airport. I ran through security, skipped the line, and did manage to catch the flight minutes before the gate closed. I was probably the last person on that flight, but I was on the flight and that was all that mattered. So here is me getting to Italy and enjoying that little bit of sunshine that I did manage to see when I was out there. You think the rushing around was done, but unfortunately it was not. It was just beginning. I had to get out the other end of security and pick up my rental car and begin my journey to Bergamo, which was about a 2 hours drive. I was absolutely starving at this point because all I had was a McDonald's. Right, just got through security. Obviously travel light, so no bag to pick up. I am bursting for a wee, so I'm going to do that first. And then I haven't eaten since that McDonald's this morning, so I'm going to find something to eat and then straight to the car hire desk. So I was looking for the car hire desk and I could not find it whatsoever, so I decided to change plan and look for someone who spoke English. After eventually finding a lovely young lady who was able to break the terrible news that my car hire company was not based at the airport and I'd take a shuttle over there to find it, I then began to look for the shuttle. I did eventually find it and get to my car hire, but yeah, it took longer than anticipated, so now I really am running late. So I did make it to the car hire desk. The guy showed me my car, signed all the paperwork, said, yep, 3/4 fuel, no problem. I always do a little walk around, always, regardless whether I'm going to post a video online or not. I record the condition of the car, the fuel level, if there's any lights on the dash, any obvious signs of damage to the vehicle, just in case they try and say, you caused this, you caused that. Regardless of what trip I'm on. It's very important to have like sort of a proof of condition of the vehicle, any minor scuffs, scratches, anything, just so they can't turn around and say, oh, you caused this, we're going to take your deposit. It was an £850 deposit, so I would rather have that back, understandably. So I'm in the car now, tidy inside, very nice. Quite comfortable as well, so obviously adjust my seats, my knees are right up on the steering wheel. Found my AirPods, not that I need them now, but I usually stick on my own music, blast it nice and loud, let the Italians know what we listen to out here. As you can see, it is 18 minutes past 4, about a 2-hour drive, so I'm looking at getting there, call it 6:30. Might just have time to stop and get some food. I am starving, haven't had anything since that McDonald's in the morning, but can't really stop the video because I will be driving and it is quite illegal. So got to kind of shoot straight to Bergamo and get something to eat. So I will see you on the other side. So I have now arrived in Bergamo. It does look beautiful on first glance, and actually it was quite a nice place. But as you can see, it's not as sunny as it was when I first landed. I do have to rush because there was a lot of traffic and I have to get to the fan park to collect my ticket, which is quite annoying, but we move. I have not stopped rushing today. I parked in a very dodgy place about 10 minutes away. Now I'm following my directions to go and collect my ticket, because tickets are collection to stop the touts, so you've got to turn up with your ID in order to collect your match ticket, and then the transport's leaving at 7 o'clock. Still haven't eaten, by the way. I'll be able to relax once I've got a ticket in my hand. Very briefly before I need to jump on the shuttle to the stadium. I'm not trying to buy stadium food. I was really trying to get a pizza or something and sit down. I could do with a sit down today, to be honest. I was up early, 2-hour nap on the flight. Sat next to a baby, by the way, so I didn't really nap, but it'd be nice to sit down. So I hope the coaches are like every 10 minutes and I get the last one, get there like 8 o'clock for a 9 o'clock kickoff. That would be nice, but we'll see. We'll ask the question when I pick up the ticket. But now, just kind of power walking to get there as close to 7 o'clock as I can. It is 6:58 and I think I've got a 5-minute walk, so we'll see. So I managed to stumble across the Arsenal fan park. Still got to go get my ticket from up there, but at least I know it's come back here. The buses probably stop around here, so I'll be alright after all. So the ticket collection point was in a hotel reception about 3 minutes away from the fan park. So I was walking over there and a guy told me to sprint if that's where I was heading. So I sprinted. I got there a minute past 7. Luckily, they hadn't finished packing up yet, so I was able to get my ticket. But if there was anybody behind me, they would not be going to the match today. So it was a very, 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 very close call. So with ticket in hand, the only thing on my mind now was food. Managed to get to the fan park and Found a lovely portion of chips with some ketchup. It did set me back €5, but either way, it was necessary. Scoffed that down and jumped straight on a coach.
Scores again, 60 million down the drain. Guyana scores again.
Now, one thing that did surprise me was the sheer amount of police they had. It kind of put me on edge when I wasn't previously. I just don't know why it was necessary. But safety first, I guess. Right, I am finally in the stadium. The atmosphere is beginning to build as well. I saw a little stand there that sold food and realised the chips I had was not sufficient, so I did go and spend a bit more money in that. Had a few non-alcoholic beers during the game. Decent view from over the balcony there, just the Arsenal fans coming in. And decent view once you're in the stadium as well. Quite a nice, modern-looking ground. Quite small, but definitely potential to expand it. And fair play to them, the Europa League champions, so I guess they are building quite a big following, and those kind of things take time. But decent view of the stadium from the away end. I like the fact that we didn't have a net in front of us. A lot of Italian stadiums have nets there, which kind of spoil the view and the atmosphere. But it was a nice ground. Really, really modern. So now we still got about 15 minutes to kick off, but it's surprising how full the stadium was. And I respect that. You know, in England, you go to games, the stadium doesn't get full until just about kick-off time. But here you can see players still warming up and the stadium is packed. But I went to the toilet, bought another non-alcoholic beer and a bag of crisp, which you can take to your seat in other countries, which I like. Oh, it is time for the starting lineups and the Champions League anthem, always my favourite part. But yeah, this is kind of where I switch off and do what I came here to do, which is enjoy the match. Now, fair play to the Atalanta fans. They were loud during the whole game. And I think England could take note of some of these Italian clubs, because they did have a conductor over there sort of making sure that the home fans were always singing, always making noise. He had his back to the game the whole time, so wouldn't have seen any of it. His sole job was to make sure that the crowd always have something to sing along to, and were always lively and were always giving the players that boost that they need. Half-time, it was 0-0. Fair play to Atalanta. They did make it difficult for us. Yes, trouble without Martin Odegaard is we never really look like creating a lot. So we'll see how the second half goes. Thomas Partey really looked like he struggled to me, so I hope they bring Jorginho on. We are at the end of the match now. It did finish 0-0, and I was absolutely fuming. The ref blew the full time on one of the promising attacks for us. But I think, you know, we're lucky to get away with a point in that, considering Raya's double penalty save, so I'm not disappointed. So here we are, locked in like animals at the end of almost every European fixture. They like to hold you in for about half an hour. You can hear the tiredness in some of the singing from the fans when we finally got it let out. That is a reflection on the all-round mood of the game and just how we feel at the situation. I didn't record any of the coach journey back because, quite honestly, I was so tired. The mood was a bit flat because it was a 0-0 draw and it was gone midnight at this point. We were held in the stadium for half an hour and held on the coaches before we could leave for about another 45 minutes. So we were all just absolutely fed up with everything. But yeah, did meet up with some of the guys, AFTV, like Lee, Julian, Cecil, did some post-match fan cams. So check it out. The mood of the day that does reflect in this video as well, so you kind of get a better understanding. Oh, the other thing, anyone who hasn't seen AFTV being done before, it is a misconception. It's not in this sort of high-tech studio with all this equipment and people. It's literally a guy sat on the side of the road with a laptop and a camera. It is as real as you can get to a fan's opinion, so definitely go and check it out. Now begins a long journey back to London. It was a 10-minute walk to my car, dropping some of the guys I know back to the airport, which I didn't mind. Little walk back to where I parked, which was quite dodgy, so I had to make sure no windows were smashed in and that damage at the front wasn't any worse than where I left it. In all honesty, I couldn't understand the road signs, so it was a gamble leaving the car there, but I did it. I like to take chances. So I left about 1 o'clock. It was an hour and a half to get back because the roads were empty. So I did drive straight back to the airport, dropped off the hire car and got back to the terminal, where finally I did not have to rush because I had about half an hour to spare. It dawned on me I hadn't had anything sufficient to eat for all day, and it didn't stop here, so I emptied out an entire vending machine of sweets, drinks and all whatnot. I always do get a Fanta when I go abroad because it reminds me of how it used to taste when I had sugar in it. So I had a bottle of Fanta before I got on the flight, and yeah, began the 2-hour flight back to London Stansted. So I know there's 24 hours in a day, but for me this day was much longer than that. Started at 5 a.m. on the Thursday and concluded at, well, probably well after 7 a.m. the following day. But here I am, exiting Stansted Airport. I slept 2 hours on the flight and was just so happy to be back in London, honestly. The National Express station is literally right outside these doors at the bottom of the escalator, so I didn't have far to go to get my coach back to Liverpool Street. Thank you guys for watching this, honestly. If you'd like to see more of them, do like the video, do share it. The plan is to put out loads more of these to any home matches I go to, any away matches I go to, just so you guys kind of get a feel of what it's like on a match day. But yeah, show some love if you do like the video, and I will see you again soon.